Hi ladies, I hope you're having a great week. Today we're talking about the next big thing. For me, for many years in my life, especially during Bible college and immediately following, I was always waiting for that next thing. I was eagerly, awaiting that time when I'd be perfectly content and everything would be just so. Um, right after Bible college, I thought, okay, if I'm married, or if I live in the perfect place, I have the perfect role in ministry, if I finally have that perfect look with the perfect wardrobe, then I will I'll be in a better place and I'll be more content. In fact, in my life, it took a somewhat life altering event that would actually change the way that I would view contentment. After Bible college, I was in a relationship that led to an engagement. And I broke off the engagement knowing that that was what the Lord wanted me to do. And afterwards, though, I was very lonely. I went to many church services, sat alone, spent a lot of my time, my free time just reading the Bible and, going to coffee shops alone and just studying kind of and spending time with the Lord. And that wasn't, looking back, that wasn't all a bad thing. But it was during that time where I really had to kind of figure out, okay, this is what contentment is. Contentment, really is found in spending time with the Lord and knowing that if that's all you have, if He is all you have in this life, you have everything. You have everything you need, but that's not always how we view things. Discontentment is birthed, from this notion that the next thing is better than your current situation. And don't get me wrong, some seasons are much better than others. But if we put our lives on hold and wait for the next step, and we're, just always waiting for the better thing, we'll likely miss out on what's right in front of us. We'll miss out on opportunities to love the best. When I started doing these videos, I shared with you guys that, my husband and I didn't know what would be beyond even the next semester. And that was, last semester that ended in December. And now here we are, we're geared up to be here into the end of this semester, which is the end of May, and we still don't really know what's next. We don't know where he'll work or where we'll live, but we kind of realized really recently the importance of investing where we're at. If we are just so eager to see what's next, we'll likely stop ministering to those who are, in our area, the students, those at church, family, friends in our lives. We would stop hosting. We would just really just go, no, we're just so focused on what's ahead that we're not focused on the present right now. And I think we'd miss out on a lot of what God would want to do, in and through us. You've likely heard the phrase, grow where you're planted. And I think that it's a beautiful word picture for us in our lives, God has rooted and planted each one of us where we're at right now. And until He uproots us and plants us somewhere else, He is desirous that we would thrive where we're at. He's inviting us into that process, with whatever circumstance we're in. He's given us abundant resources to really flourish. So I would say, and I would encourage you, let's assess our lives. Let's figure out what resources He's given, that we might, use those for His good and His glory. Most of us don't know what the future holds, but that doesn't mean the present isn't promising. Much of life is made up of small moments that come, and prepare us just before myself. Let's do three things. Let's take account of our lives and look at what resources God has given us that we can use to serve Him right now. The second thing, what people has He placed in our lives that we can minister to? And the third thing, what ways can we be grateful for the season that we're in? All of us are going through something hard. Whether it's, we're a new mom and we get hardly any sleep, or, we have multiple kids to take care of during the day, or maybe we're that mom that's going to work and we have to leave our kids behind, or, we're empty nesters. We've lost somebody recently, we ourselves are going through a difficult diagnosis or a hard season of sickness. Like I said, we're all going through something. But in that season, what way or ways can we be grateful for that particular season that we're in? There's always going to be something, because God is gracious and He's good and He has a plan. So though it's hard, He is always good. So he always has something good for us in whatever season it is. So again, let's have hearts of contentment, hearts of gratitude. Let's seek to be in the present, knowing that God has a perfect plan right now for whatever it is we're doing. Even in the mundane, even in the monotonous, He has a good plan. So let's seek to find what it is and to be faithful in it until He calls us somewhere else. I love you guys, and I hope you have an awesome week.